Buff Nation!
Let's go. Huge one.
Big day. Welcome into DNVR Buffs Prime Time, presented by Illegal Pete's. Check out any of their 10 Colorado locations for happy hour, 3 to 6 p.m. every single day. Jake Schwanitz, RK, and today Tyler Brown joins the show. Welcome in, Tyler, man. We're
Thank you so much for having me. How's everybody doing today?
Oh, we're good, man.
We're
Say
doing
what's
great.
up to the chat.
We've strategically placed you the furthest away from the camera so you don't make us look too tiny.
Oh.
We're here to talk to Tyler Brown, but Ryan, there's something that we need to bring to your attention.
Yeah, I was told about 20 seconds ago that something went down. So
Yes. So Matt Rule, he was talking today about jersey numbers.
Oh, boy.
Particularly numbers 0 through 9. There's a video out there, but basically he said the guys who best exemplify what it means to be a Cornhusker will get those jersey numbers. Doesn't that sound familiar?
Interesting.
Hey, it's like we're impacting everybody. You know?
I feel like that's a good place for us. First of all,
that's pretty cool. I mean, that's our rival. So, I mean, we'll talk smack to them. We'll talk smack to us. So, I'm really excited for that game. I didn't know that Nebraska was like CU's rival until I got here. So, seeing that was like, I was like, oh my goodness, it's so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that you get to play them this year and next year.
I know.
Because it's been sporadic ever since CU left the Big 12, 10 plus years ago. But one other Matt Rule thing. Did you see the video when he was telling people, like, I guess they were having like a big recruiting weekend and they had Madden up on the screen. And I don't know if you've seen it, but one of the start screens in Madden just has Coach Prime on it, like in his uniform. And so like Matt Rule's like, what are you guys doing? Why is Coach Prime on the screen? And they're like, bro, we're just playing Madden. He's just on the screen. We can't help it.
I did not see that. I'm going to have to look that up later.
So speaking of numbers, how do you feel about the whole earn your number setup?
I love it. I think it's great. We all start with a clean slate. That gives everybody a chance that whether they've transferred in or whether they're already there now to go out there and earn their stripes. We go out there and work our tail off every single day. I'm glad that we all start off on a blank slate because I think that's only fair. And with Coach Prime, everything's earned, not given. So it's a wonderful thing for sure.
What are we going for?
Yeah,
I'm going for number 56. That's been my number since high school, and that number holds a special place in my heart. So that's the number I'm going for.
Do you have competition that you know of for it?
I don't know, but
Okay.
I'm just gonna go out there and work my tail off every day to earn it. So
I got a feeling you'll have it.
Yeah, I think you'll be all right.
Hopefully, that's the fingers crossed, so I can work on getting mom some CU football.
Oh
gear.
yeah,
Let's
mom's
go.
gotta wait.
Oh yeah.
Well, how's your break been, man? I mean, you guys have spring break right in the middle of ball. One, how's your break been? And two, how do you feel about having spring break right in the middle of spring ball?
At first when I heard we had spring break in the middle of the ball, I thought it was it was odd to me because everywhere else I'd been before, you'd had spring break before and then you come back and you start spring football. But I think it's kind of nice. We had 4 great practices and just kind of building chemistry slowly but surely. And we're just kind of getting the chance to, I guess, reset and then now come back and just hit these next 3 weeks extra hard and go to work. So I think it's a good thing. And I've been relaxing. I'm a big workout guy, of course. So I'm always doing my knuckle push-ups and running every day. So it's just no school or football, just kind of do my own thing.
Yeah.
So it's weird having all this free time. I'm not used to having all this free time. It's odd.
I can't help but laugh at that 2-shot of them because Jake looks so tiny. Like, Jake is like a normally sized person. Speaking of getting big, it was interesting here seeing the interview with you and Neely and your dad. And one of the things he was talking about was just the transformation that you've gone through since you got to Boulder. Is there some sort of new motivation that has like kicked you up to another notch? Like why do you believe you've transformed so much since you got to Boulder?
Honestly, for me, I feel like my dream of making it to the NFL is so much closer now. I finally get to prove that I can play against the big boys, because in high school I was always told by these coaches that I was too small or I was too this, I was too that. So there's a chip on my shoulder, and then my journey's been a long one, and I'm extremely thankful for, but to finally be here, and I'm so grateful. So I have to go 120% every single day.
Is that something that's a common theme amongst the guys coming from Jackson? Because, we were talking a little bit about outside noise before this, but like one of the outside noise is like, well, these guys were good at Jackson. We'll see how they do in the Power 5. Like, are you guys kind of banding together to be like, we're going to prove them wrong?
For sure. I love proving people wrong. That's what I live for. I live to prove people wrong. So whenever I hear all the negative connotations about what we can't do, this is HBC football. Football is football. At the end of the day, football is football. You put the ball down. We all play the same positions. We all do the same thing regardless of the level. So we're excited to go out there and put on the show for sure.
What's this process been like? I mean, transitioning to Boulder, of course, but for you, I mean, this is your third college team now. You kind of talked, you're closer to the NFL now, but how has it been, 3 different teams in just the span of 4 years for you?
When you say it like that, it does sound crazy, but it's really been a smooth transition. I'm so thankful at Louisiana. I had Coach Napier, now the head coach of Florida, Coach Rob Sale, one of the best amazing offensive line coach. I absolutely love him to death. And I had the late Coach Looney. They were a team together. And then going to Jackson State, having Coach Markison, that was his 40th year coaching offensive line. So just soaking up as much knowledge as I could from him it was a blessing. And then being with Coach Prime and then being asked to come here. And once I hit the portal, it's been a long journey, but again, like I said, one I wouldn't change because every step of the way it's helped to build me into the player and person I am.
Mm-hmm.
How do those coaching styles contrast with Coach OB?
One thing about all offensive line coaches is they have this, it's a universal toughness. So we're going to be the guys that work the hardest. We're going to be the ones that strain, finish, all about toughness, mental toughness, physical toughness. They all have that. They all have that same, I guess, crazy side to them, but that's what you love about them. And that's what makes you want to go to war with them every single day is that they bring out the best in you. And that they care because, to me, they have the most heart. Because the trenches, that's the heart and soul of the team. You win and lose games in the trenches. So, of course, those coaches have to be, honest 24/7.
Is there something also to this offense in terms of the speed and why, all of you guys have to get into, a different level of shape than maybe you've ever been into just because of, I even saw one of Neely's videos was in your guys' meeting room, just essentially Coach OB saying, I don't think you guys understand, how much we're going to run. You have to be in the best shape of your life.
Oh, most definitely. It's been hard. It's been tough. And I've always been a guy that I was in shape. I've always ran extra, but now it's I have to go even more. Because when I mean tempo, this is a legitimate tempo offense. We're running fast. The terminology is very simple. We've all picked up on it, but that's because they want us to be able to play fast. Yeah. You don't need to go out there and think, especially with this offense. You don't have time to think. So it's definitely been a different level of shape for sure. And it was tough the first couple of weeks, especially with the altitude and being from Mississippi and trying to adjust to that. But now it's all coming together slowly but surely.
All that polling, though, has got to get you excited.
Oh, most definitely. Oh, I love it. I'm going to have a field day out there. That's going to be fun. I can't wait.
Let's go. You'll be serving up pancakes, right?
Oh, most definitely. Hopefully IHOP takes notice. So
there you go.
We'll see.
Coach Prime obviously was your coach last year at Jackson. Mm-hmm. Has there been, have you sensed a change maybe in the way practices are done and just how he goes about things from last year, or is it pretty much the same Coach Prime?
To me, it's the same Coach Prime. Coach Prime's one of those people where you'll have to adjust to him. He's not going to adjust to you. He's a man that can walk. He's walked the walk. He can talk the talk because he wears the gold jacket. So everything he says, I'm listening. Everything that he preaches, we take notice of because he played in the NFL for 14 years. He was an MLB player. So why would you not want to be coached by one of the greats and soak up all that knowledge? And but he's definitely the same guy, cracking jokes. We work hard. When we play, when we have fun, we have fun. When we work, we work. And that's what I love with Coach Prime.
What's the contrast of guys who played for Jackson, who are coming over now? Have you guys kind of tried to help your teammates try to understand little things about Coach Prime, or even that's Bucky, or that's Neely,
Almost definitely, yeah. That's still an everyday thing, we still sometimes get the questions. Did you guys do this at Jackson? Yeah, we did this at Jackson. And so it's been
Are you like telling guys like, no, trust me, like wear the right color socks?
Yes, most definitely. Tell them wear the right colored socks. Make sure you're wearing the right shirt. Make sure you have your jersey on the meetings. I'm just trying to keep everybody, especially my O-line guys, in check for sure and on his good side.
Yeah, right.
You got here in January, and we were talking about this before the show, and you don't have to talk about anyone specifically, but can you talk about the change that you've seen since you got here in January just within the football program in these last, 3.5 months or so?
Again, it's like night and day. Like we were talking about before we got on air, it's like a 360 turn, just even with the guys that have been here. The amount of just their mindset has changed, their work ethic's changed. They're really buying in, and you love to see it. So it's like we're all finally gelling. The guys that have been there and the new guys coming in, we're all gelling, and we're all becoming a team. And it's a beautiful thing to see because the guys that I was with in January, they're not the same guys I'm practicing with right now.
That's awesome to hear.
We saw the video of Charlie Offerdahl, kind of getting singled out by Coach Prime.
That was incredible. And he earned a nickname too. So with
What's
Coach,
his nickname?
We have a nickname.
Yes, let's go.
porn star.
That's fitting.
I mean, that's his
is
nickname.
fitting.
I mean, because he said because the mustache.
Yeah.
So with Coach Prime, he's all about nicknames. Like I'm Rock.
Yeah.
Like with him, like if you have a nickname with Coach Prime, you're in wonderful standings.
I was just gonna say that's huge for him.
Oh yeah.
Where did Rock come from? How did that originate?
Okay, so it was my first day at Jackson State, and this was the first summer workout. Like I just gotten there. I think it was May. No, it was June 1st, and he rode by me on the JSU golf cart, and he said, "We're gonna call you Rock." And I was listening. I said, "Yes, sir." And I asked later. I was like, "Why does Coach Prime call me Rock?" And then to find out, I look like an '80s sitcom character. I can't think of his name right now. Charles. It was. I look like an '80s sitcom character,
right.
The Rock Show or something. But most people think it's because I'm like built like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, which I think is an amazing compliment trying to get there. But no, I look like an '80s sitcom character, so that's why I get called Rock.
I feel like there's a nice double meaning there.
Yeah, I do
Yes.
think it's a nice double meaning, now. But back then, I was just a '80s sitcom guy.
The Rock actually, when he played at Miami, they came to Boulder, and like a brawl broke out on the field. Like there's still videos that circulate of it.
Ooh, I have to go look that up.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Okay.
What's it like training with Coach Mo? I mean, you had him last year at JSU. It seems like, every video we see on Well Off or Reach the People, you guys are grinding, man. What's that like?
Coach Mo's absolutely amazing, and his staff is phenomenal. It's different when you know that those coaches genuinely love you as people. You work harder for them, and that's with Coach Mo. He loves us, and his entire staff, they love us like we were their own kids. So, when we do punishment work, we know it's on us. When we celebrate together, we celebrate as a family, as a team. So you're gonna work harder for the coaches that you love, and we genuinely love that entire staff. And I can just see the gains within myself and everybody else. We're always getting after it, whether we're running, we're lifting, we're always giving it all 120%.
On those team activities, the rope stuff you guys do at midfield, is that something that's a continuation from what he was doing at Jackson State, or is that kind of new?
That's kind of new. But I did do that at Louisiana. We did used to have tug of war battles. I think that's pretty common everywhere across the country in the spring, just to kind of see the competitive spirit of everybody. But with Coach Mo, this was the first time we did, because in the summer we didn't do that. We were just more of a run, lift, practice team.
I think one of the things that when Coach Prime was hired, a fear or a worry that people had was the cultural change coming from the South, whether that's for recruits, for Coach Prime, for his family, whoever, all the way to Boulder. How has that been for you, and how would you kind of describe that, that change?
Like I said, I don't think Coach Prime's changed too much. If anything, we brought seasoning to food, because you got no, I love it here in Colorado, but the food isn't the most seasoned. Not as seasoned as the South, which is not a bad thing. That's why you guys look all super, super healthy and fit. I see you guys running every single day, which is insane to me.
Boulder specifically is like fit capital of the world.
It's snowing and I just see guys and ladies running on with their gloves and just like zooming around like the Flash. I'm just like, you guys got it. That's wonderful. I will take my nice chilly indoor. But again, I just think it's been a nice, I guess, cohesion of cultures for sure. You know, bringing that Southern charm up here with the way that they already, you know, how Colorado is, and just kind of, it's been a nice mesh. And again, you know, with everything, we came here to win. We came here to dominate. Not now, not later. You know, we didn't come here to slowly build up a team. No, we came here to win now. And with that, you know, we're working our tail off every single day. You know, the guys have finally bought in. Coach Prime, you know, the things he was preaching at Jackson, they're still prevalent here now, you know, because Coach Prime, he's, like I said, he's a legend. So every lesson he talks about, we take to heart. So I'd say it's been a really smooth transition. You know, even for me, the people here are absolutely wonderful. You guys are phenomenal.
Thank you.
And just it's so peaceful out here, so beautiful. So I can't complain about Colorado at all.
Have you felt?
It feels like my home away from home.
Let's go. Love to hear that. Have you felt the love from CU fans who are just like beside themselves excited for this team?
Absolutely. And that's, I think, what's most exciting and what even pushes me a lot is we have so many people that are just so excited to have us here, so thankful to have us here. And, you know, we're here to pull on the show. We're here to win. And the fan base, I love interacting with them whenever I get the chance to. I love whenever they recognize me or they see me. And I love that. Absolutely love it. And, you know, it's so cool. This is, I think, the most hyped fan base I've been around. And I thought Jackson State had a really hyped one, but this one's like, wow.
It is. I mean, and it's because we've been down for so long. Like, we're just starving. And to be, you know, completely honest about this fan base, like, this fan base was good even when we were bad. Like, we sold out the TCU game last year for, you know, a team that ended up winning one game. And, like, even the Cal game, the one game that they won, had a great crowd. Like, but everyone's just, like, begging, you know, for the Buffs to be good. And I think you're seeing that excitement come out in so many cool ways, including the spring game.
Right.
Which you guys are going to have a full house at Folsom Field for a spring game. I've told people this. I've said this on the show before. I've probably been to 20 spring games in my life. It normally looks like there's like a picnic going on. There's like 1,000 people scattered throughout the stands. Like, it has never been hype. They've already sold 41,000 tickets.
That's insane.
And that's about what they're going to sell. Like, you guys are going to be coming out to a full house for a spring game.
That's insane. And again, thank you all to the fans. I'm speechless. That's wonderful. You know, we're putting in the work right now to put on the show for you guys in the spring and the fall. And that's incredible. I did not know there was 41. I thought it was like 30,000, but 41,000 now is.
I think the latest update was 40,300, and they're only going to sell 41,000 because, as Jake and I were talking about yesterday, you can't sell it out if it's going to be general admission, or else no one's going to know where to go. So, like, they're going to pretty much, it's going to look like a sellout. They just had to make sure there's a little bit of room for people to squeeze in. But.
Right. Oh man, that's exciting. I'm so excited. That's exciting. And the field's beautiful. I can't wait to run out there with
Ralphie.
That'll be.
How do you feel about Ralphie?
You know, Ralphie's a big animal. Ralphie's I mean, I'm not afraid of Ralphie or anything. It's just, it's unique. You know? So I have to get used to Ralphie.
For sure.
For sure.
Well, I feel like once you hear the sound the crowd makes when they open her gate and let her run out, like, you'll probably just zone out and just be like, let's go.
Oh yeah. But I mean, I know it's like one of the most like rich traditions in college football. So to be able to experience that's gonna be beautiful.
Yep.
Can't wait to see you do it.
The best, if you ask us.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. Come on now.
Chat, it is your time to shine. Many men are in search of a better sex life, so we're here to talk to you guys about Roman. Roman is a digital health clinic for men addressing a variety of sexual health needs and offering genuine medication that helps guys with ED or low T.
You know who needs to deal with Roman?
Charlie
Offerdahl.
Charlie Offerdahl. There you go. Roman, you have an NIL deal potentially on your hands. Guys with low T levels, or men with low T getting testosterone levels back to normal can help increase your libido. Roman offers a testosterone test And it's shipped directly to your door with free 2-day shipping. No waiting rooms, no hassle. It's a digital health clinic. It's just a straightforward experience from the comfort of your own home. And right now, you, the listener, can head on over to ro.co/DNVR to learn more about how you can achieve your personal sexual health goals. You can also get 20% off your entire first order. Again, ro.co/DNVR. The chat is going bonkers right now. I love it.
Not Roman equals rock.
DCB is going off with the jokes today.
Oh,
He's killing me.
One after another.
And shout out to our friends at Breckenridge Brewery. You guys know we love our Breck brews here at DNVR. We had a pretty successful fundraiser yesterday for Luis Garcia, his family. We also watched the real MVP take it to the I don't even know, the Philadelphia Ducks now? Is that what we're calling them?
Yeah, most duckable player.
I crushed a few Mountain Beach Sours. Ryan, I'm sure you had a few too. It was a good time.
Had a fun slinger. That was nice.
There you go. Check out Breckenridge Brewery's beer locator at www.breckbrew.com to find a brew near you. Shout out to those guys. I can't with this chat right now. Tyler, we talked a little bit about Sean Lewis's offense. I'm just curious, though, your initial impressions. Like, have you been able to dig into the scheme much, and have you played in an offense like this before?
Never played in an offense like this before. I mean, yeah, we had tempo at Jackson. We had tempo with Coach Napier's offense, but not to the extent like this entire offense is literally tempo.
Mm-hmm.
So that's very unique in and of itself. And again, the terminology is very simple because you have to play fast. You don't have time to think. You know, after we get our playoff, we're running up like to go again. You know, like it's fast, we're ready to go. So it's definitely been it hasn't been a hard transition for sure, mentally by any aspect, but definitely physically. You know, because you have to be in shape. You can't be a big sloppy lineman in this offense and expect to make it. You're not going to make it.
You're playing right guard, right?
Left guard.
Left guard?
Mm-hmm.
So, has Savion Washington been a big help to you? And what has he said just kind of while you guys have been learning this offense?
Oh, Savion's been amazing. You know, I go to Savion all the time about questions with the offense and just kind of picking his brain because, you know, he's been in this system for so long. So he's been wonderful. He's been helping all the guys out. He's been a tremendous I'm so glad, so thankful he's here now, playing on the right side.
Who of your teammates have stood out to you the most just over these first few weeks?
Shane Cokes, defensive lineman, beast from Dartmouth, makes me better every single day.
Probably not going to be wearing the number 0 that you want.
No, I don't think so. Trying to think. Of course, Van Wells, the center, the freshman All-American. He's phenomenal, super smart, great athlete. Tank, Jared, phenomenal. Savion, of course, has stood out to me. On the defensive side, you know, the Jackson State guys, they've done a wonderful job. You know, we're showing that we belong, and that's what matters that's what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
We came here to dominate, not just, you know, be a part of the we want to be like to I'm trying, how do I put it best?
Like be the core.
Yep, exactly. Be the core, vote change, you know, bring winning culture to Boulder, Colorado. I'm trying to think who else is really stood. Of course, Shedeur stood out.
Yeah.
Shedeur's phenomenal. I'm so thankful I get to block for him every single day. And just, of course, Jimmy Horn, too. Jimmy Horn's, oh, man. I don't think I've ever seen anybody. I've only seen, he's one of 2 people I've seen that fast before. My high school teammate, Keelan Harrison, he's at Tulane now. He's a 4.2 guy. So just seeing speed like that again is just like, man, these guys are just incredible.
So does that mean you're taking a side in the who's faster, Jimmy Horn or Dylan Edwards conversation?
You know,
you already did, so you can't go back.
I mean, yeah, but they're both neck and neck. But
yeah.
It's just, man, those guys can go. I wish I was that fast. Lordy, those guys can run.
If you were that fast, man, you'd be like breaking the rules of
football.
Right? Like you can't be that big and strong and that fast at the same time.
No.
You're not allowed to be.
You'd have to play you at running back. You'd be
Exactly.
Derrick Henry.
Ooh.
You talked about Shedeur a little bit. What makes Shedeur special?
To me, what makes Shedeur so special is just his leadership ability, how much he genuinely cares, how much he loves the game of football. Yes, he's a Sanders, but you wouldn't really know it with how he's out there with us because he's in the thick of it with us. He's leading us. He's he's awesome. You know, I can go on and on about how amazing Shedeur Sanders is truly as a person, as a athlete, and he gets us better every single day for sure, because he's always pushing us. He's always pushing himself. He's always doing extra, and that's what you want to see in your quarterback.
There's something to it, right? When the quarterback is working that hard, it kind of gives him a license, especially when he's that talented to push everyone a little bit, right?
Most definitely. You know, he's a man that walks the walk. You know, if he's telling us to do extra, he's going to be out there doing extra with us. And to me, that's what makes a true leader. Somebody that says it and does it.
Yep.
You've talked about guys who have stood out, but I'm curious just for you, going against, Jordan Dominic and Taylor Upshaw, all these guys that you mentioned in practice, do you feel a difference between the SWAC level and like the Pac-12 level yet? Or is that something that's not going to hit until you're playing another team?
I feel like it'll be something that hits when I play another team, because, like I said, football is football. You know, we had guys at JSU like Jeremiah Williams that were just freak athletes, freaking natures, just fast, physical. Niles Gaddy, he was an All-American, a beast off the edge. You know, so like I said, like again, football's football. There are guys at HBCU level that were incredible. There are going to be guys here that are incredible, but just got to go out there and we got to do our job one play at a time.
And then just like gelling as an offensive line. You got guys that were here last year at CU, bringing you in, Savion. I mean, you got guys like Landon Beebe who are still going to come in the summer. How's that process been, just kind of coming together as one unit?
You know, it's really been a smooth transition. It's been a smooth process. You know, of course, we're all trying to earn a spot right now and show Coach OB what we can do, show Coach Prime what we can do. But we gel together as brothers, and that's a great thing to see. You know, our communication's on point. You know, when we make a mistake, we fix it. We're not bickering. We're not arguing. We're slowly but surely getting in sync.
One of the things that I liked that Coach Prime said to Charlie Offerdahl when he was kind of giving him props that day is, why do you work the way that you do? So I'm going to ask the same question to you. What motivates you? Why are you the way that you are?
My mom, because I made her a promise that I was going to retire her one day, and I plan on doing that in the next year or two with football, God willing. Just again, you know, my parents, I come from a divorced home, and I spent majority of my time with my mom, and she had raised 3 kids on her own. So she's a huge motivation for me. My family's a huge motivation for me. I'm so close with my older brother and my younger sister. You know, they're like my best friends too. So every day, you know, when it gets tough, I always have to remind myself who I do it for, and I do it for my people back home. So that's my motivation every day, and also to prove people wrong, because I've had a lot of people tell me what I couldn't do and what I can't do, and you know, that pushes me too.
I love that. Is there a person that sticks out to you that told you can't, that plays back over and over in your head?
Yes. But
you don't have to name them.
I'm not going to name them, but they were at a previous institution I was at, was one of them that really stood out to me. I'm thankful he did all of that, because I wouldn't be where I am without him. You know, because those words do play in my head over and over again. And without him saying what he said to me, I wouldn't be here now. So I'm truly thankful for him. And then when I was in high school, the Vanderbilt offensive line coach at the time, he told me that he likes everything about me, but I was too short. He didn't think I could make it at the Power 5 level. And I looked at him, and I just said, "Thank you, sir." And, you know, I took that personal.
Love that. I love that.
That's amazing.
You know, it's funny because those things, for whatever reason, like, they stick with you, but you can either let it affect you negatively or be like, I'm going to prove you wrong. I went through a similar thing with a professor at CU. I wanted to do a sports show on the radio station at CU, and they said, who would listen to that? Why would anyone listen to that? And I was like, bet.
Exactly.
I'll show you.
You know, Mike, you just take things personal and you work harder.
Yep.
So that's, you know, I love when people tell me stuff like that. You know, I absolutely love the positive comments. You know, I love the positive affirmation, but just there's something about when somebody tells you something that you can't do, and they believe it wholeheartedly, and then when you prove them wrong and they have nothing to say to you, it's a beautiful thing.
Yep.
Just to go back to your family, I'm sure a lot of people here saw the pregame show video, but having your dad come to Boulder and surprise you, what was that like? And you said it was kind of a funny story. So
so 2 days before he came, he texted me asking, "Son, where do you live?" So I'm thinking, okay, maybe he's about to send me mail. I was like, yay, hopefully I get some mail. But, and then I think it was a Monday. No, it was a Thursday. Because it kind of been a long day for me. I was missing my family a little bit. Again, when I tell people, like, I don't miss Mississippi per se, because Colorado's so amazing. You guys are so amazing. But I miss, my mom, my sister, my brother, my dad, and my grandparents. He was just texting me like, son, what are you doing? Are you eating lunch right now? I was like, yes. But he kept asking me a bunch of these questions. I'm sitting here like, I'm at half-fast subs trying to get a sandwich.
Let's go.
Like, why does he keep bugging me? And then I make it back to my apartment after he'd asked me like 20 different questions, and he FaceTimes me, but he's like scrunched over, and he has a gym, his own gym back home. He has a red door. His own gym it's like a painted red door. So I'm thinking, okay, why is he scrunched over in front of his own gym? Like, that doesn't make any sense. That's so weird to me. And I'm laying in bed about to take a nap. I'm a big napper. I don't know about you guys, but a nap puts me in just the best mental space.
What time do you wake up?
Well, now I'm waking up about 9, 10-ish.
Okay.
But normally I'm up about 5:45 every day.
Yeah, that's gotta take a nap. If you're waking up that early.
Just to kind of get my thoughts together. And then I live in Broomfield, so it's like a 15-minute drive to the facility, which I love. I absolutely love it because it helps me to get mentally focused and ready to go for practice.
I thought you were gonna say it gives you time to listen to the DNVR Buffs podcast.
But also, I do listen to my music in my podcast. Well, mostly music, because it kind of wakes me up in the morning. But
I feel that.
Back to the story. So he's scrunched over a red door, FaceTiming me. He's whispering. I'm like, why is he? What? Is he okay? Like, is something wrong? And I was like, yeah, Dad, I'm cool. About to take a nap. And I hear a knock at my door. Mind you, I live on the 3rd floor. That's the tallest, because I didn't want anybody over me stomping and making noise. And he knocked on my door. And this is the first time anyone's ever knocked on my door. I'm like, oh my God, who is at my house? And then I walk to the door. I open it, and it's him. And I thought I'd seen a ghost. I looked. My eyes like bulged out of my head. I was like, there is no way you are here right now. I literally blinked. I was like, maybe I'm asleep right now. Like, maybe I fell asleep on, and then he's like, yeah, surprise. Like, oh my God. So that was cool. I was just talk about God's timing for sure, because I was talking about how much I miss my family, and then my dad pops up, and then my brother comes in the next day. And so it was wonderful. And then being able to bring him to the facility to meet Coach Prime and meet all the coaching staff, and it was really an amazing experience.
That's awesome. He went crazy with the fit.
Oh yeah, that's him. That's not me. I'm not a fashion dude at all. I'm very, very joggery and polo t-shirt kind of guy.
I like it. I felt like it was on point, because Coach Prime talked about the Louis luggage, which you were a part of. So I felt like that wasn't an accident from your pops.
I know, right? I just so crazy. I didn't even look at what he was wearing until Coach Prime said, "Rock, why don't you dress like this?" It's the coach. And he's on a different level of style for sure.
That's hilarious. You mentioned it before we went live, but favorite places you've been visiting in Boulder, places to eat, just hang out?
So for the sink, definitely, I love the sink. Seeing Barack Obama's signature was so cool to me, and then how the food's amazing, the paintings, and it's so unique. And then I love the Buff. Absolutely love the Buff. When I want a nice brunch, I go to the Buff. Shake Shack, absolutely love their burgers. I'm there. It sounds so embarrassing. I go, I think about once a week, and I get 2 double cheeseburgers. Like, that's like my go-to cheat meal.
Let's go.
I absolutely love Shake Shack's burgers. Those are phenomenal. Yeah, I haven't, because I'm very like, I'll eat the same things and I get tired of them. So I have to kind of force myself to try new foods and try new things, which I'm going to try to do over spring break, slowly but surely.
My signature is on the wall at the sink as well.
What was it, sandwich place we went to?
Oh, and Half Fast. I love Half Fast too. I love Half Fast. And Flower Child's pretty good too.
I haven't had that.
It's like it's very healthy.
I figured.
Yeah, like Brussels sprouts, and that is one thing that is better up here are your Brussels sprouts. I love your Brussels sprouts, but can anybody tell me where to find turnip greens or collard greens in general? Because people look at me like I have 3 heads when I ask where that is. That's like my favorite. That's my favorite.
Collard greens are fire, bro.
Collard greens and spinach and turnip greens, those are my favorite things. I can't find them anywhere here. So
you're right. It's a problem. and I'll give you some spots because there are a couple places that you can get it. I actually took Neely to one of the spots.
Oh, thank God.
So
Okay.
there's one. It's actually, since you're in Broomfield, it's actually even closer to you than Boulder.
Perfect. That's wonderful.
So yeah, DJs.
Okay. I'm
yeah.
gonna keep that in mind.
I'll let 'em
Definitely
know you're
remember
coming,
that.
too.
Yes.
What was I gonna say? Oh, I was gonna say it's funny because my dad loves Southern cooking, so maybe I'll just have to have you over. He'll make some, get the smoker going.
Oh,
He makes great collard greens. So he doesn't look
That'll
like
be
he would
heavenly.
be a great Southern chef, but I think he could pull it off.
That's the one thing I'm looking
Like
forward
some
to.
gumbo too.
Oh man, that's the one thing I'm looking forward to when I go back home. Is my grandma? Makes the best vegetables, and she just makes me a huge pan of collard greens, and like that's probably why I'm so dang big now. It's just like just, she just makes this huge pan of collard greens, and that's all I eat for like lunch and dinner, just like that, and a protein. Just having a balanced meal. But I love collard greens. So
Other than collard greens, like what's like the meal that you're craving from back home?
honestly, craving Stamps Burgers. That's right on Jackson State's campus. They're humongous, so good. E&L Barbecue, Steak Escape, Salamukis.
You got a list for when you go home.
I do have a list, but that's it for right now.
All right.
Ollie Black says,
Oh, and I'm trying to think. There's one more. Right by Jackson State's campus, really, really good. Went there on my official visit. It is called, I'm craving them because I'm going to them right when I get back. Because they catered up here one time. Johnny T's, yes. Love Johnny T's. I'm going to Johnny T's.
There you go. Lawrence shouted out Johnny T's in the comments. All Black says, have Jackson restaurants hit the portal too. We need that.
I need them to hit the portal. Come on.
I already sent Darius like a list of restaurants that he should check out that maybe aren't on like the mainstream. So I'll send it to you too.
A lot of people are asking Tyler, and it's something I want to ask you too. What is your major, and what do you want to do? Hopefully the NFL is the next step, but one day when you're not playing football, what do you want to do?
Well, I'm majoring in speech pathology right now, so it's just helping people with speech disorders, autism. Want to help people that suffer from strokes. I really want to work in a high school setting in a predominantly black area. That's where I feel called to do. I really want to work with older kids. I want to work with older patients in the hospitals as well. And that's what I want to do once I'm done with football. And I also want to be a high school football coach, possibly just kind of give back to the game that's given me so much. And I do want to write books one day too. I'm a big reader. I love fantasy. I really want to write about my journey. So just kind of, wherever it takes me, wherever the road takes me, that's what I kind of want to do. But speech pathology is where my heart's set right now.
How old are you?
21.
That is hell of a perspective for a 21-year-old to talk about wanting to help kids. That's special, man.
That's amazing, man. All right, chat guys, get your questions in now. I know a lot of you have already, but we'll open it up for Tyler. But first, a word from our friends at Backus and Shanker. If you are an opposing Pac-12 defender and find yourself in the way of Tyler Brown this upcoming season, hit up Backus and Shanker. They've been helping out Colorado families for over 25 years. No upfront fees to speak with them about your case. No fees while they work on your case, and no fees unless they win your case and win money for you. Backus and Shanker have won over $1 billion for their clients and have neighborhood offices in Denver, Aurora, Inglewood, and Fort Collins with over 30 lawyers and 100 people on staff. Backus and Shanker helps with all kinds of injury cases where you weren't at fault. Car accident, motorcycle, rideshare, pedestrian, trucks. Can even help if you're injured at work. Hit that Shedeur line at 222-2222 to find out if you have a case for free. Backus and Shanker wins. And then shout out to our friends over at our presenting sponsor, Illegal Pete's.
Have you been to Illegal Pete's yet?
I love their queso.
All right, there we go.
Their queso was really good.
Hell yeah. What's your order at Illegal Pete's? Do you have an order yet?
No, I don't. I literally just went for 2 cups of queso.
Oh, really?
I was
The
craving.
queso was fire.
I was craving queso just one of these Friday afternoons, and the Legal Pete's was right there on the hill, and it was some incredible queso. But I do not have an order yet, but I will get on that.
I got your order. If you love the queso, you got to go reverse nachos.
Okay.
So they basically make you like a burrito bowl full of queso and then give you chips on the side, and you're just like scooping that queso, but you get some rice and beans and chicken in there.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
We've got some free queso Illegal Pete's things.
Actually, yeah, we'll hook you up for sure.
Thank you so much.
For the entire month of March, Illegal Pete's will be donating $1 to the youth on record from every vodka fresh press sold. So stop by one of Illegal Pete's 10 Colorado locations, order a Tito's Fresh Press, and know that your money is going to support Colorado's next big star. Illegal Pete's, your go-to spot for burritos, buddies, and beer. What'd you say?
I said I'm going to answer the question, how's the sweet tea in Boulder, or do we need to order Pepsi or Coke? Well, I'm too scared to try the sweet tea up here because I'm just so used to it back home. But, I mean, if you're adventurous, I'd try the sweet tea, but I'd stick to Pepsi or Coke, because that's universally good everywhere,
That's true.
So.
All right, real quick, Alyssa, I sent you a picture. I had a fan hit me up on Twitter, Damon Blackfire, of Charles Dutton, who is...
Yes, that is Rock.
Yes, who is Rock. There you go.
There we go.
That's him.
That's my namesake.
That's
Wow. Wow. I like the ROC, though.
Yeah,
I put it out with the K today. That's on me.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's kind of...
Well, we know now.
Both work now, so...
Yep. For
But
sure.
that is where I get it from.
It's funny because Coach Prime was saying that he wanted to be like John Dutton the other day when he wore the cowboy hat and cowboy boots to the first practice, which was a very different.
Fit.
What'd you think about that?
It was cool. I mean, that's Coach Prime. Coach Prime's a country boy. He loves fishing. He's big Florida guy at heart. So I mean, it's him. It fits him for sure. But I did laugh a little bit when I saw him walk out in those baggy sweatpants and the boots.
Tucked into the boots.
Cowboy boots and sweat is a look for sure.
It's amazing. All right, chat. We'll open it up to you. What questions do you have for Tyler Brown?
I have one more.
Go ahead.
What do you do in your free time if it's not football or working out?
Good question.
It's not football or working out. And if it's not football or working out and I don't have to study or do homework,
Yeah.
I'm
So
going to
the
be...
1 hour of free time. No,
The 1 hour free time, I'm going to try to play PlayStation.
Okay.
Or watch anime. Or read. Or nap. I'm really... Or nap. I also like, just kind of getting in the car and just kind of driving around and seeing things. So...
Yeah.
Or getting out and walking. I never try to sit down too long.
Have you driven up up Flagstaff or any of those areas yet?
I have not.
That'll be fun for you for sure. What do you game if you're playing PlayStation?
What are you playing?
Right now, I'm playing Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I'm a big anime guy. I'm not too into sports games.
So we got anime. You're talking about reading fantasy. We're learning. The non-football Tyler.
I don't play Madden or NBA. That's my brother. My brother, he loves all those sports games. My older brother already said he can play. If I ever get those for free, I'm giving them to him because I don't like any of that stuff. I love Final Fantasy. I'm a big nerd. I like the new Spider-Man PS4 game. I was playing that to death.
Elden Ring.
See, if I didn't have if I was good with my temper, yes. Yeah. But I'm not good at dying over and over and over and over again and staying in the same spot.
It's rough.
No, so I try not to.
It's a great game, though.
It is a great game. I watch people play it. Those games I'll sit and watch somebody play, but for me, no.
Let's go.
I'm not.
Those are also ones that you have to dedicate a lot of hours
exactly.
to.
And I love Borderlands 2, Destiny.
There you go.
The looter shooters and those are so addicting. I'm trying to think what else. Recently replayed Batman Arkham Asylum again.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm a big
Harry Potter game.
That's on my bucket list to get.
Yeah,
that's on the list to get for sure. But right now, the next big game I'm getting is easily Final Fantasy 16.
All right,
for sure.
Playing the Final Fantasy 7 remakes at all?
Of course.
Yeah,
of course.
Let's go.
You guys are on your own thing.
I
just play Madden.
Yeah, he just plays Madden.
Sorry.
No, I love it.
I can go on a tangent.
That's why I asked. No, that's why I asked because I love learning. Little other things.
One more question before we open up the chat. Game of Thrones.
Love it. I read the read the first 4 books.
House of Dragon 2.
I have not watched House of Dragons yet,
man.
but I read the first 4 A Song of Ice and Fire books, and actually book 3 of Storm of Swords is literally my favorite book of all time.
Yeah.
That's one book I can go back and reread over and over again because everything that happened in season 3 and 4 of Game of Thrones happens in that one over 1,000-page book. So that was incredible. Yeah. Oh yeah.
You
have no idea.
You didn't read it.
I didn't read it.
No. But hey, you learned something, so you're welcome.
I did read 90% of the first Game of Thrones book, though.
There you go.
There you go.
That's how I am with Harry Potter.
Never read it?
I've read all of Harry Potter. I read it all my sophomore year of high school. Best experience ever. I might read those soon. Yeah.
There you go.
Have you read it?
No.
What?
Dude,
Ryan.
I could probably count. I'm the worst.
Oh,
I could
man.
probably count on one hand how many books I've read cover to cover.
I mean, that's fair. Same for me since high school. So
I was gonna say I scrapped my way through high school, figuring out a way to not read the books.
Cliff Notes guy, huh?
Yeah, that is one habit that I hope to, whenever I have children in this life, teach them not to do. Like, just read the damn book.
All right, the chat's overflowing with questions. Let's start throwing them up whenever you're ready, Alyssa. From I Swear, Tyler, you're not in Miami with Shedeur and Montana?
No, they left me. I'm still salty about that. I called Shedeur yesterday, but no, they're in Miami. I think doing their own thing with receivers and quarterback training. So wish them the best and pray they make it back safely.
So is it just those two, or
Jimmy's out
a
there
crew?
too.
Okay.
I saw Jimmy out there.
Okay. So they're all out there, I guess. Just no big boys allowed then. That's great.
I'm actually interested about that. I'll follow up on the commenter. Obviously, you want everyone to stay on the same page, but do you look at spring break as kind of an opportunity to be like, if anyone else isn't working, I am getting a head start. I'm not going to take a day.
1,000%. 1,000% for sure. It's just with me, with just how my body was feeling. I'm all about putting in the extra work, putting in the extra time, but you also have to know when it's time to let your body recover too.
Yeah.
So of course I'm working my butt off every single day, but at the same time, letting my body heal too, because once we get back, it's practice. For 3 weeks, your body's full on bang. So you want to also be smart with how you're training.
For sure. Is there playbook stuff and that sort of thing that you can get into?
Oh, most definitely. Yeah. I mean, I have all that stuff in my book bag, so I was kind of going through and reading through my notes. And
what does that look like? Because I've talked to quarterbacks about this, but what does that look like from an offensive line standpoint? When you're studying the playbook, what does that mean to you?
I think you have to put the playbook in terms that make sense to you. So for me, I love taking notes in class. So I treat it like a class. I treat it like an English class. So I'll have the play up. I'll have it. I'm a very visual learner, so I'll have it drawn out where everybody goes, and I'll have descriptions of what everybody does, and that's just that's how I learn. But everybody else is different. Some people can just look at it and know it, but for me, I have to write it down, look over it over and over again just to retain the information.
And that's perfect because, you talk about when you're going into or teachers will talk about when you're going into the test, you won't have anxiety if you're prepared.
Exactly.
When you hear the play call and you're like, oh, I know this one.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's got to be really reassuring.
And you really don't have time to think of this offense either. So you got it's do or die time.
Question from our guy Charles. If last year's Colorado team had played last year's JSU team at a neutral site.
Don't make him do that. You don't have to answer that directly. If you want to talk about the teams, you can. Or at least the team
All I have to say is if you go back and look at their film from last year, you can go back and look at our film, you can come to a very logical conclusion of who you think would win.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll answer it. It would have been Jackson State.
Yeah.
I will not confirm nor deny.
I'll love with the question. What do you expect out of this spring game? Can you even expect anything out of this?
I just expect the guys to go out there giving 120%, pulling the show, and just, make the fans happy. I just want everybody to get a taste of what's going to come in the fall. And hopefully everybody leaves the spring game, yes, we're excited, we're ready to fire it up and ready to go. So that's the main thing for sure.
Jay with the question, are the academics easier or harder at Colorado versus JSU?
Man, the academics at Colorado. At Jackson State, yes, it was tough. Yes, I had to write a lot of papers and had to do a lot of critical thinking, which is here, it's on a whole nother level, but also it's just the education system in Colorado and Mississippi is so different. Mm-hmm. In Mississippi, we're dead last and everything. And here in Colorado, you guys are, I think, top 10 in most things in the state, in the country. So it's definitely been an adjustment for sure. But, I'm a very studious person, so I can make the transition. But the first couple of weeks were pretty tough. I will not lie.
As someone though with big aspirations after football, do you is that exciting to you?
Oh, for sure. I love education. I love learning. I love constantly learning something new all the time. So just even coming here, it's like a new challenge. With everything in life, you want to constantly grow and evolve, and this is just the next step of that for me.
For sure.
Next question from Nathan. Did you see the well-off video where? This is for you, Ryan. Did you see the well-off video where Coach Prime talks about the Lakes? RK, I think you have the ultimate trump card against Henry and Zach.
That's hilarious. We'll rephrase this to Tyler. So on our Broncos podcast, which I co-host, we've had a debate. What's the best body of water? Rivers, lakes, or oceans?
Let's see. Rivers, lakes. I'd have to say, because the ocean, I love swimming. I'm a big swimmer. It's just there's so much in the ocean that we don't know about that just freaks me out that I can't say the ocean.
All right. That's my take as well.
So I'd have to honestly go with a river.
Ooh.
I think I'd go with a river.
Upset.
Just 'cause, I feel like it's a river because, it's like there's constantly water, coming in and going and flowing with it. So I don't know. If I had to choose between drinking lake water or river water, I'm drinking river water. Not the Mississippi River though, but in Colorado, I think I trust the. Actually, I'll trust either one, but I trust the river first.
All right, there you go. I like it. I'm the same way about ocean. Like, I think the ocean is great in terms of the vibes that come with being near the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you love to be at the beach and doing that sort of thing, but like the ocean itself is a little sketchy.
Yeah, being stranded in the middle of the ocean is like one of my biggest fears. Like it's something like, oh man, I can swim. It's just those creatures would tear me up. I'm big to you guys, but to them, I'm like small fry.
That's hilarious.
Next question from the H family. What's your favorite meal from Chef?
Chef, he does a phenomenal job all the time. And I was asked this yesterday. I couldn't decide. The steaks are really good. I love his wings. His wings are amazing. I'm a big wing guy. His burgers are phenomenal too.
That's what Darius said.
Yeah, the burgers are really, really good. But I think I really love the chicken breast. When he kind of like puts on a sauce or this type of season. I don't know. Whatever he does with it, with that and the asparagus, phenomenal. Probably my favorite.
So they have the seasoning right, at least in the building, right?
And then my teammates make fun of me because I love mandarin oranges. And we have this fruit station where it's just like this whole big cup of mandarin oranges. I always grab it and just like dump a whole thing in a to-go box and just take it with me. So I love everything. Just phenomenal for sure.
That's great.
Next question from Lawrence. You're playing left guard, but do you prefer to play right or left guard?
So funny story. I started playing left guard at UL. And this was, Kevin Dotson, he's with the Steelers. He started at left guard, and that's one of my big brothers, mentors. Him and big Robert Hunt, who's with the Miami Dolphins. Yeah. And I was behind Kevin. So I was literally, everything he did at right guard, I tried to copy and do. So then that spring, Coach Sale told me, I want you to play left guard. And I was so mad because it felt so unnatural for the longest. But now I absolutely love left guard. I can play both with my eyes closed, but I think easily right now I'm more comfortable with left guard because I've done it for years now. But I can play left guard, right guard, and I'm slowly learning center. I'm getting the hang of center, so
yeah.
The more you can do, right?
Exactly. I'm trying to be a jack of all trades person.
Super chat from Matan fan. Thoughts on Matt Rule saying Nebraska videos are only of them working out, not talking. The program is built on work, not hype. Also adds that he loves the show. Thank you, Modern Fan.
Are we asking Tyler that?
Are you comfortable answering that?
Whatever. At the end of the day, it's kind of like everyone runs their program differently. We run our program differently from everybody else. So that's fine that they do that. We do the exact same thing. We have videos sometimes where nobody says anything and we're working too. But, to each their own. So
where I think he's completely off there is making it sound like Colorado or whoever he was talking about.
Well, right.
Is built on hype.
Which isn't true. Right, because we put in just as much work as they put in.
If not more.
Exactly.
That's the thing is like where he's wrong is it's work and hype.
Mm-hmm.
And hype just helps more people want to come
Exactly.
here.
And we have fun with it too, because, with anything, with like college football, it's a full-time job. So yeah, we work our tails off, but we know how to have fun with it too, not just constantly work to where you get burned out.
Totally. You should have fun with it. You're in college.
Exactly.
You just turned 21 years old.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Another super chat from Eric. Tyler, can you take us through the transfer process? What were the steps you had to go through to go from JSU to CU?
Okay, well, first of all, there's this whole website that you have to go through, like the NCAA, and then you have to watch these videos, sign off on these documents, And once you ship that in, then it's like, oh, you've entered the portal, which is it's vaguely pretty simple. It's simple to enter, like we talked about earlier. It's easy to enter, hard to get out. But then once you pick your school, you have to get your official transcripts. Like I had to get my official transcripts from UL and Jackson State and get those transferred over here. And then I had to, with my academics, they at first weren't taking all my credits, and they were trying to put me in sociology, but I had to say, go through and get my classes audited and be like, no, this is the exact same thing you guys are doing here. We just called it something different at my previous institution. So it's a long process, but thankfully, I had so many people help me through that process to make it a smoother transition for sure.
I was gonna say, yeah, were the people at CU once you kind of like officially transferred here, like how much of a help were they into getting that done?
They were phenomenal. They were really a great help for sure, and they helped to make sure I kind of had everything squared away, and they made it easy transition for sure. But it was a lot. It's a long process for sure.
Awesome,
good insight. Darren's asking, do you still keep in touch with Willis Patrick? Or?
Oh, yep. I absolutely love Willis. He's at TCU now, so that's gonna be fun being able to see him again. But yeah, Willis, that's one of my best friends still to this day. He plays. He was our phenomenal right tackle for us at Jackson State, and I know he's gonna do amazing things at TCU, and can't wait to see him again. And it's gonna be a lot of fun. But I do try to keep track of all my guys at Jackson State and whoever else transferred away.
I'm curious.
That's awesome.
When I'm thinking about when I think about Colorado football, which now I do multiple times every day, I'm just like, oh my God, I cannot wait for the season to start. Are you in that mindset, or are you in we got a lot of work to do before we get there?
I'm with that. I'm very much take everything a day by day process, because of course, you're excited about the season. Of course, I think about TCU. Of course, I think about Nebraska, Colorado State, all these people, but it's a daily process of grinding and putting in 120% and slowly getting better one day at a time. So when you're out there, you're prepared and ready to go. And we do have a long way to go as a team, but we're getting there. And that's the best part, is I can see us getting there.
Speaking of Nebraska, CSU, we talked about it a little bit at the beginning, but have people been kind of talking to you and kind of explaining to you the rivalries and the history between these places?
Kind of, sort of, but I did hear that we're not supposed to wear red. We're not allowed to wear red.
You're on the right track, man.
There you go.
That's the one thing I definitely got, was you cannot wear red. So I threw away all my red clothes. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna do my research in history, especially now. That's that time to kind of how that rivalry originated and all that stuff. I'm big into history and learning all the information.
Our best game ever against Nebraska, we beat them 62-36. And one running back alone had 6 touchdowns. And you got to watch the game. I'll send you a YouTube link or something, because it is one of the best offensive line performances you will ever see. They took this. Nebraska was number 1 in the country. We were 15, and I'm telling you, they took this vaunted defense and just moved them wherever they wanted to.
Incredible.
I mean, after the first long touchdown, you got Brett Musburger on there being you could drive a truck through that hole. They
amazing.
Just bodied these dudes.
Oh, that's what you want.
Yeah,
that's the biggest compliment for our offensive line, is we moved them from point A to point B against their will, and they couldn't do a thing about it.
Yes.
And that's what we're gonna do to teams this year.
Love Moves has the question: who's your favorite NFL player right now?
I'm a big offensive line watching. I love watching offensive linemen. Easily for me, Lane Johnson with the Eagles, just with how open he is about his mental health and his anxiety. Brandon Brooks, he was my favorite before him, because he was so open about his anxiety and things that I go through just with performance anxiety. Wanting to be perfect and not wanting to really make mistakes, but just how they cope with their thing. The guys at the highest level dealt with things that I was dealing with, so it made me feel normal. But easily those guys, of course, Quentin Nelson. Who else? I just absolutely love. Of course, I love watching Kevin Dotson, Big Robert Hunt, my guys from UL. They paved the way for me, and they told me they believed in me too. When I was just kind of I hope I can get this chance. So they're like, you're going to just keep working. So for sure, I love watching just my offensive linemen and just taking notes and things that I can. Of course, Zach Martin too. How can I forget Zach Martin? Dallas Cowboys, easily probably the best guard in the league right now. Still.
Who's your team?
Chicago Bears.
Ooh.
I'm Chicago Bears. Yep, Chicago Bears. My mom's from Illinois, the Quad City. She's a Big Ten girl, so that's why the Nebraska thing is really, really cool. 'Cause I've always wanted to play against the Big Ten team. And so we were just some Chicago Bears, Chicago Bulls, Chicago Cubs. So grew up with Michael Jordan pictures everywhere, Walter Payton pictures everywhere, and Cubs when they won the World Series. My mom was crying, and we were just so excited. So it was big Chicago guy.
That's awesome.
We actually have a branch of like what we do here, DNVR. We have CHGO in Chicago.
Ooh.
So there's like a Bears podcast and all that.
Oh, that's
stuff
awesome.
Too.
That's awesome. I love my Bears.
Justin Fields, feeling good about it?
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. Just got to get the right pieces around them, and we're gonna be rocking and rolling.
I agree, man. I thought his development this year was maybe one of the most fun storylines to follow.
Oh,
in
for
the
sure.
NFL.
Even though we weren't very good, but we're going to be great. I believe in Coach Eberflus and Ryan Poles, and I think we're going to be on the right track.
You got a bag of picks now.
Exactly.
It's going to be a fun next month for you guys, for you Bears fans. There you go. Some bear down in the comments.
Love it. I love it. Bear down Bears. Let's
Someone's
go.
saying they listen to CHGO too. That's awesome.
There you go. Also, we got to get to at least 500 likes. I know
Yeah.
we're almost done here, but come on. At least 400.
Smash that like button.
I'm just thankful we got 100. That's fine. That's cool.
Ice TV wants to know what anime you've been watching.
Lately, I just started Vinland Saga. My favorite's Berserk. Read the manga. Don't watch the anime. It's kind of dark, though, so it's not for everybody, but just the story and Berserk's amazing. One Piece. I love One Piece, even though it's thousands of episodes long. Naruto. Dragon Ball Z was what got me into anime. I remember it came on Nicktoons one night. I was like, why do these people look like this? And I instantly got hooked. And so Dragon Ball Z, I love that to death. My Hero Academia, Black Clover, what else? Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Just so many.
Do you have any teammates that you can talk about?
I do. Jordan Dominic, he loves anime. He's big into anime
Nice.
too. So we sometimes get in our little anime debates.
That's funny
great.
you said Berserk. That's like one of the main influences for Elden Ring.
Oh yeah. So that's also another reason why I love watching Elden Ring. 'Cause,
Yeah.
Berserk is.
You see the references, you
Oh
get
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. You have no idea.
Speaking a foreign language to me, but that's okay because people love it.
G-Pick wants to know, what is your dream NFL team to play for?
It'd
Gotta
be
be
the
the
Chicago
Bears.
Bears. It had to
Yeah.
be the Chicago Bears.
Yep.
I hate the cold, but just being able to play for the team that I grew up watching and idolizing, that'd be just be able to run down Soldier Field would be a dream come true. But then my second team would easily be the Cowboys.
I got to tell you, if you think it's cold here, Chicago is a different
It's
beast.
a different beast
It's
for
a
sure.
different beast.
And then being here in Denver, I'd love to play for the Broncos.
Yep.
Let's
I
go.
drive by Mile High Stadium every time. I kind of come in here, so that's beautiful too. So that I'd be thankful just to get the opportunity. Just to that lifelong dream to come true.
We need some offensive line help with the
Yeah.
Broncos, so
We'd take you right away,
I
bro.
know, I love it. I would love it.
We're doing the super chat from Channy. What qualities will Shiloh bring to CU once his transfer is officially? This is a hypothetical question,
Okay.
by the way.
Hypothetically, if Shiloh Sanders comes here, I think Shiloh's so tough. He's a tough-nosed guy. He works hard. He hits hard. We call him Headache. His nickname was the Headache Gang CEO because he was just knocking the heck out of people left and right. So he's just hard-nosed, works his tail off, athletic. Definitely going to bring a new level of toughness to the DBs and the safeties, and he's going to be phenomenal here for sure if he comes here.
who's the funniest one of your teammates?
Funniest teammate right now? I'm trying to think.
Do you say right now because the answer would be Shiloh?
Yeah, definitely. if he comes, Shiloh
of course.
would be the funniest.
Of course.
Dude,
But-
he is. He cracks me up. Like
Oh.
I watch his YouTube videos or when he makes appearances in well-off videos. Dude, he is hilarious.
Hypothetically, if Shiloh comes, I think Shiloh's gonna be the funniest. But right now, the guys are kind of warming up still.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
But I think kind of Shedeur has me cracking up a lot. Some of my linemen, Travis has me laughing all the time. Bam has me laughing. So
Nice.
Tank has me laughing. Jared. So we have a good time for sure. So it's good that my O-line guys have a sense of humor.
That's awesome. One more question before we wrap up. What team are you looking forward to playing in the Pac-12 now at CU?
You know, I'm looking forward to playing everybody because it's just like, I'm so excited. You know, teams I watched growing up, Oregon, USC, Nebraska, like I get to put on the pads and show that I belong against guys like that. And just that I'm so excited. I'm so excited for everybody, honestly. You know, like every week I'm excited just to be able to put on those pads and put on a show for the fans. So there's really not one. I think if I had to pick one, it'd probably be USC and Nebraska, just because just the rivalry with Nebraska, and then USC, you know, and Utah. Really, really excited for Utah too. So, but I'm really excited for everybody. Everybody, you know, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
The Buffs have never beat USC, and they're moving to the Big Ten next year. So, you guys got to get them. Last chance.
Oh, shoot, that's the plan. We're gonna work our tail off to get them. So
it's here too. It's gonna be a good one.
It is here.
There you go, chat. Man, you've been amazing, Tyler. Thanks again for coming on, bro.
Thank you so much for having me, chat. You guys were wonderful. This was amazing. Can't wait to do it again.
Thank you, man. Thank you for coming down.
Thank you.
We're about to get you hooked up with some of our gear here, and
Yes.
we're proud to have you representing the university. I'm speaking on behalf of the fans and the alums here.
Again, thank you so much. You know, I'm so thankful to be here. I love every last one of you guys. I'm so excited to be here. You know, just you guys motivate me to work harder every single day, to be able to, you know, just be able to come out here and run on Folsom Field and run with Ralphie. That's just gonna be the biggest honor of my life, and I can't wait to represent this university to the highest standard every single day.
Can't wait,
fired
man.
up.
Yep. Chat, I'm going away for a while.
Oh yeah.
Last show for a while. So
We'll have some guests filling in for Jake over the next few days. So we're gonna miss you for what? The rest of this week and all of next week.
Yep.
Dang,
Quite
I don't
a
even
while.
know if we can do Buff Nation Let's Go to start the
I
show
know.
without you.
I mean, this is crazy. It's like honestly the first time I've had off since starting this in August.
You
It's
deserve it.
Thank you. It's been all
You
gas, no
deserve
breaks.
it.
Thank you.
Yes.
But thank you guys so much for tuning in. RK will be back tomorrow with a guest.
Yes, we do have a guest.
There you go.
John Snelson, who you
Amazing.
probably rubbed shoulders with a little bit. He does the video work for CU. He's
Okay.
usually the one with like the fancy cameras. So he's going to come down tomorrow. Excited to have him on, talk about kind of some of the behind the scenes content that they're creating there,
Okay.
have been for a long time.
Wonderful, amazing. Again, chat, you guys were phenomenal. Thank you so much. I absolutely love the questions. I wish I could have answered every single one because you guys made it a lot of fun.
We'll have you back. We'll have more questions.
Oh yeah,
for
for
you, man.
sure.
All right, guys. We'll be back later. Go Buffs.
Let's go Buffs.